Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Pokemon card live stream. We had a huge 4-hour live stream last night. I think it was 4 hours and 20 minutes long, and we went through all the Pokemon cards. Oh my gosh, I've got very few cards left. So last night I went ahead and reordered some more Rebel, and I reordered Hidden Fates, which we haven't had on the table in a little while. And other than that, I'm pretty low on everything else. The most important thing that's going on in the live stream today, and I figured we'd do maybe an earlier live stream to try and contact maybe an earlier audience. We have this now open box of first edition Expedition booster packs, Japanese. They're $105 each if you want one. An unsearched, unweighed booster box I'll probably be opening for myself. The way it'll work when we're going to open these packs, we're going to shuffle them like crazy, and then we'll start taking names out of this bag. This is your purchases right here, and we'll take your pack from the top of the very shuffled pile. So that's how that'll work. I think after discovering there's an Expedition Tyranitar in there, I want to increase the number of packs I'm going to be opening to 4. I'm in here somewhere. Here I am. So I'm going to do 4 instead of 3 because I want a shot at the Tyranitar as well. The Mew and the Tyranitar, that's what I'm looking for. Maybe if I get something you like, you'll do a trade with me, maybe not. Or maybe if you get the Tyranitar and you don't want them, maybe you just trade them for like store credit, who knows. But if you want them, that's totally fine too. But man, I want that card. So this is going to say 14 on it now.
Just one to keep sealed if light.
Who was that? Oops, hold on. Let me refresh Streamlabs. I got to turn Streamlabs on. Josh says, would I be able to keep it sealed? Absolutely, Josh. Oh, and by the way, Josh, I just shipped your package. Actually, if you're buying a Rebel Clash, maybe I should hold your package. I'd love it if I could ship them all together, all your stuff. That would be safer for them, too. All right, give me a moment. There we go. All right, there were 2 purchases made. Miguel says, my turn to get in on this. When you get to mine, weigh it so I can choose to open it for grade. Or open it or grade it. All right, so that's Miguel. So this goes from 14 to 13. And we need a fresh card. So he did that 6 hours ago. If you go until at least 6, then Sarah can buy one too. Okay. Does she really want one? I can just reserve one for her and assume she's going to pay. Imposter Gary Oak says just one, keep it sealed if light. All right, so Imposter Gary Oak wants one. I know we were streaming it like really late at night, so that's why I decided we'd go ahead and open this again. Oh, hold on, let me do something real fast. How's it going, Mary? You here to buy 20 more Rebel Clash booster packs? Okay. Raku says, did you ship my cards today? Nope, I have not shipped your cards because we are very close to opening up a box of Expedition. So I've decided what I'd like to do is ship everything after the Expedition cards are open. So here are your cards right here, Rakusai guy. So your cards are still on the table. And yeah, when those Expedition packs are open, we're very close to selling the rest of them. When the packs are open, we'll go ahead and ship out all the cards and you'll get your Expedition pulls right away. So that'll be cool. Because if I ship now and then I wait till next Friday, you might be waiting a week before you get your Expedition packs. So I don't want that. He says, okay, no problem. I did get Josh's package all fixed and labeled, but if Josh is, I can't remember, is Josh getting a pack of Expedition? Because I'll wait. I don't want him to have split up packages. Mary says, 2 Rebel Clash booster packs, please. That's A-Rod. My balls are huge. Oh,
My
no.
claws are huge. I'm getting that Tyranitar.
Oh, don't say that. I want that Tyranitar. All right. There's 11 left. Assuming there are 40, should we count them out? I think we should count them out. Somebody told me there are 40. If there are not 40, that would be a big problem. Because then I'd have to refund, like, a bunch of people. Let's count them out. Okay. Put that box to the side. Let me count these up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that's 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. There are 40 of them. Wow. Wonder why they don't do booster boxes that way anymore. They're like, nah, make it 36. Kind of an arbitrary number, isn't it? I tell you what, since we pulled them out of the box in that convenient way, grab this real fast. I got this behind me. Oh, I do trust you guys. It's just that I realized I never counted them. Place them in here. The booster box for this looks great too. All right, so there they are. So we will shuffle the patooties out of these once they're all sold, and then I will pull both the Tyranitar and the Mew, and you guys will call me the god of Pokemon cards. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just saying shit. Justin says no guaranteed holos. Nope, the holos in this set are not guaranteed. I've been told that the pull rate is 50% light pack, 50% heavy pack. So that's what I've been told on the pull rate. And there's some really cool pulls in the box. There's actually a Charizard in the set, a Blastoise, a Venusaur, there's Mewtwo, there's a fantastic looking Mew. Then you got Typhlosion, Meganium for Alligator, they're all in there. You have a really nice looking Tyranitar as well. And there's just a number of other arts. So there's a lot of nice arts in the box. I would hope to pull Tyranitar. My actual odds would probably be very small, because I would have to pull a heavy pack, and then the heavy pack would have to happen to contain Tyranitar. Josh says, would you be able to save one for like 2 weeks? I don't get paid until then. If... I'm trying to think. I don't think I can do that. I mean, if... we could claim a pack is sold and have it stay sealed. I mean, here's the problem, Josh. If I save a pack for you, and then the Charizard gets pulled, and the Mew and the Mewtwo gets pulled, you're not going to want to buy it as much. You see what I'm saying? So if somebody's here today and they want to buy it today, then that would probably be a more prudent thing to do, is to just sell them off and get them opened. But I don't know. Yeah, it's such a weird thing to think about, isn't it? Like, hey, can you hold this for me? The reason this works so well, this method of just get mom's credit card. The reason this works so well is because we're opening all of them at the same time, so everyone has the same chances, the same odds. Whereas if we saved yours for a week, you would know if the box is searched, essentially. You see what I'm saying? So you would actually benefit from waiting to open yours, where other people wouldn't gain that benefit. It would be a little unfair is all I'm saying. It would be a little unfair. Man, look at this stack of PSA cards right here. So, William Vista says, hey, mister. How's it going, William Vista? Yeah, so whether your pack is light or heavy, if you don't have to open your pack and you're like last and all that, you gain a huge advantage of knowing what's probably in the pack. The Crozma beautiful. It's not like a huge advantage. You don't know what's in a pack, you know. There's no way to really know. Could you also wait to check mine until 5 when I get off? I'm CTS. Yeah, we can do that. A-Rod says, wait, I don't think you ever answered me. Would you be able to send some of my sports cards to get graded if I ship them to you? A-Rod, I could certainly try to. I could certainly try to ship them off. I suppose I understand how PSA works already, so that helps. I just don't know sports cards very well, so I'd hate to take your sport card and list it incorrectly, but maybe you could just kind of give me an impression if any of the cards are special, right? But yeah, I think I could do that. Yeah. You know, I guess you have to start somewhere if you're going to ever do anything like that. I don't know why I have a cough today. It's probably because I haven't eaten. It's probably because I have coronavirus. I got a rumbly throat. It's not itchy, actually. It's more like I need a drink. Hey, mister. Hey, mister times 2. I'm just here to praise Torchic once again. No, I'm at work. Why are you streaming so early? Well, don't worry. We're not going to open up the expedition packs. We're just having a nice Pokemon card live stream, and we're going to see if we can sell off some packs. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get it moving. These cards are so nice, dude. Love them. Love them. Hey, maybe if the mail comes in the middle of the stream, we can open up the mail. I'm hoping that the PSA return arrives today. We have a shot for the PSA cards to arrive. They're sending back a really expensive order. It's got a bunch of Charizards in it. It's got a bunch of chase cards in it. Dark Charizard. Hot. A lot of money right here, man. 200, 180. So it's like 380. I don't know what that's worth, honestly. Maybe like 500. Definitely at least 1,000. Again, maybe about 500. That's like 5,000. That's like 10,000. Probably like 200. Maybe like 150. 300. 1,000. 1,400. Damn. It's a lot of money between a few cards, isn't it? Is my Neo Espeon being sent off? I believe it's been sent off. Has it? Maybe I would have listed it. Let me look. So everyone's cards would be here. Hold on, Rakasaga. Maybe it hasn't. There was a lot of cards to send out. Oh, I've got it right here. So the problem, Rakusaga, there's been so many people with this particular card. Basically, I've had to send them out one at a time per submission. We've only had like 3 submissions lately. So you're basically just waiting your turn because I can't combine this with anyone else's. Does that make sense? Because if I combined it, when it came back, we wouldn't know whose is whose unless one of the cards had like a major and obvious flaw, and that would be the only way to tell. So yep, we still got yours. I know it's been a while. I've still got the base set pulls in here because I have to put them in a special kind of submission for old cards. Really beautiful cards in here. I got another submission all typed up last night, actually. Because I'm insane. Insane in the membrane. Justin says, do you still have my Rocket Scyther, or did you just send that back to me? No, I still got it. In fact, I think it's right at the end, isn't it? Here, I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys what's still waiting to go out. You ready? So these are all of your cards. Here we go. Ranmi CL. DL. Actually, is there a better way to do this? DL. Ranmi CL. Random ACO. DL. DL. We'll try doing this. Does that help? I don't want the light to reflect off of it. There we go. There's a Rakusagai. This is Bex Gyarados, Bex Snorlax. So those are real old cards. I have to put them in a different submission for where the old cards are accepted. Here's a... Is this my Dragapult? That might be my Dragapult. It's got no marking on it. And that's my Sonya. Here's Brian L. There's a great pull. We were discovering that this might be 177 if it pulls a 10. Here you go, Rakusaga. You got Lapras VMAX, Metalax, Lute Grimer, Temlet, Red Cheeks Pikachu, or Jungle Pikachu, Miguel, Fossil Mew. So again, these Fossil Jungle base set ones, I have to send them out differently. Here's Mary's Jolteon. It's a great pull. If you sold all your cards, how much do you think you would have? $2 and a loose handy. Metalax. Here's Sora's Muck. Here's Sora's Hypno. Here's Sora's Zapdos. That's pretty cool. Here's Sora's base set Gyarados. Oh, right. That's another issue. So I'm going to have to do a thing where, because some people pull duplicates of the same base set. It could be a while for these to come back just because it's going to take a while to get them cemented even. Look at that Raichu, dude. That's so good looking. He pulled that Charizard, man. Nidoking. Chansey. You know, I have a bunch of base set cards left. Cheese. Alakazam for Aaron. Remember Aaron? He won this pack randomly, didn't he? Miguel's Dragonite. Very good pull. DL's Dark Crobat. JC's got a Machamp that you actually had to pull out of the packs. JC's got a Nidoking. You know what I should do? I should just open the rest of the base set booster packs right now, shouldn't I? Here's JC, Nidoqueen. JC Articuno. Here's Umbreon for Sora. Umbreon for DL. Rakusagai Espeon. Miguel says, earlier today I learned that I dramatically undervalued the Dark Espeon I pulled. I thought it was at first. Nope. You pulled a hot card, man. Especially if it grades well. If it gets a 9, it's not... 9s always kind of drop in half in terms of value compared to a 10. That's roughly what I've learned. So if a 10 is 1,000, a 9 could be 500. Roughly in the ballpark. Sometimes it does a little better. There's a Lapras. Electrode. My plan is to open the rest of those base set heavy packs for myself, actually. I opened a bunch for you guys. A Charizard was pulled, and I kind of want to open the rest for myself. It's DL. So these are all cards waiting to go out. DL pulled 2 Mewtwo's. The hell? Poliwrath. Another Nidoking. Symphonia. Here you are, Justin. Mary Alice, waiting for her Misty to go out. I just sent out, I think JC's Misty's. I think I have a submission going. I added it recently. Here's Sora Tentacruel, Misty's Tears again, and Metalax. So a really, really beautiful cards right here. This is a crazy expensive stack of cards. I mean, these are not cheap. None of these are. So probably I should lock them up. Probably I should buy a vault. Maybe I should start doing a fund for a vault. Vault fund. Yeah, I probably should. A vault's like $2,000. And then you got to pay to have it moved too. They're not cheap. What's your opinion on PSA 9 First Edition versus PSA 10 Unlimited? I mean, that's a great question. Oh, man, that is a great question. Do you want to know what I personally prefer is the First Edition? Yeah, I'd rather have a 9 First Edition than a 10 Unlimited. But the thing is it's kind of not... You're kind of thinking of it in the wrong way, I feel like. I feel like it's more about what card is being sought after. So if it's like a Charizard base set, I would take Unlimited Charizard base set all day. If you're talking about a card of lesser... Oh, is that the mailman? Oh, that was the mailman. I think the mail might have just come, guys. I'm going to open up a vault fund. Guess I'll open this on my main channel too. So you can chip in $5 if you want from time to time. I'm going to start working my way up to getting $2,000. These will keep everyone's cards protected as well, by the way. So, you know, I just showed you all those terrific pulls you guys had. If I owned a vault, I would be keeping that in a vault. So I'm going to start raising money on that. I'll be right back. I'm going to go get the mail.
Just the tip to get the vault wet.
Alrighty. I got you guys all the mail. Man, I need a drink. Ooh. How's it going, guys? Sorry about that. I was outside getting the mail. It's hot outside. There's no sunlight. It's all cloudy, and yet it's still hot. You can feel it. It's humid. It's summertime coming along, man. Feels like we hardly enjoyed spring. Okay. Awesome. So I'm just going to go right into these. So Vault Fund. I'm going to start saving up $2,000 to buy a vault. And we will start putting everyone's super valuable cards in the vault so that they can't be stolen. Especially your PSA pulls, because those are really your best pulls. And someone donated. Oh, let me go look. Derek T, just the tip to get the vault wet. That would actually be about 50 cents after PayPal fees. So it's a good way to get it started. 0.5. Woo! Going crazy. Every bit counts. Put this here. All right, let's get this started. Yeah, it's unfortunate because every transaction by PayPal is about 50 cents. So if you do like a small transaction, they're like, we'll take most of that. Oh, what is this? Hi, kitty. What you doing there, kitty? What you doing there, little sweetums? She's always here. She just wants attention so bad. You guys just don't know it. Okay. So here we have a Zamazenta. And he's clearly off-center on the right. He's thin on the right. So once again, this is my continuation of my experiment at ordering raw cards off of eBay. Because I want to see if you ever pull minty cards. If you ever pull gem mint cards off of eBay. And we've had a few gem mint looking frost moths come in. We've had a few gem mint looking, what was the other one? Dragapults come in. It's mixed. Oh, you know what? This one actually looks pretty good. I won't lie. Yeah, that actually looks pretty darn good. Get a few of these Zamazentas sent off because I noticed there's not a lot of these graded and they don't get pulled that often. How's it going, James? James, what'd you miss? We opened the whole box of Expedition already. Oh, there's a Zacian in here too. I must have bought both. And I'm looking at it, and, you know, he's looking fat over here and thin over here. So he is definitely off-center as well. What a pity. He'll probably be a 9. So 2 9s and a 10, huh? Crazy. I don't think that's very good, to be honest, because these were not cheap raw cards. The Zamazenta Zacians, these were actually very close to the cost of a booster box anyways. I'll send them off.
Never in stream anymore, but still gotta show some love. Here's for the vault.
205. Thank you so much, 205. Woo! So we're going to say 1995.5. Wish I could write your names next to it. That was Derek. And this was 205. Can't really write your names there, can I? Not enough room. Mary says, I'm sure box number 8 will have melodic. Mary! You're not going to buy Expedition Pack, Mary, huh? That's where the big cards are, right? Nah, I don't think there's a melodic in there, though. Mary, I can't believe we haven't pulled a melodic. Do you think maybe it's just luck? Could just be coincidence. Raku says, the price list is not updated. Thank you, Rakai. Let me tell you how the price list works. Basically, YouTube has these settings that I've created for default streaming. And so every time I create the stream, it uses those default settings. And so if I updated them in the middle of the last live stream, what I didn't update were the default settings. So every time I go live, I have to update this until I update the default settings, which is what I should have done. All right, so mystery pack is 1 for 10. Prize, Expedition, I should say vintage boosters. Vintage Expedition first edition. Rebel Clash is now 5 for 20. We have only 2 boxes left. Base set 5 for 20, Cosmic 5 for 23. This is sold out. Unified Minds is actually restocked. So we have Unified Minds. 5 for probably 23. Unbroken Bonds, Shining Legends. We're going to change the way Unbroken Bonds works. It's going to be 3 for 18. And Shining Legends, 1 for 18. We're going to change the way Shining Legends work too. I noticed people just kind of want to snipe, I think. They just want to buy 1 pack at a time and snipe. Hidden Fates is on its way. I got a notification actually last night that Hidden Fates are are on their way. They're being shipped. Neo Discovery is sold out. I think that's still accurate, right? Neo Destiny, Japanese Base Set Heavy, Shining Ho-Oh, deck sleeves. All right, I'm going to go ahead and save this. Perfect. All right, so I updated that price list. Am I missing anything else? Shining Legends, Base Set, Rebel Clash. Perfect. If I open all of the base set right now, I wonder if there is some way to clip that into a nice video. I should save it for a special occasion, shouldn't I? You know, I should really save it for when we don't have any special content to make. But today's actually a great day because we've got the Expedition booster packs and I've got mail to open. Yeah, I don't think I need to do that today. Here, let me grab another piece of mail, okay? Let's go through another piece of mail. Jennifer's like, up arrow. My card's in today to just let you know, mister. Oh, very good. I'm glad to hear that, Jennifer. Took long enough, huh? Now look at this, guys. That's some hardcore shipping right there. This guy went all out. He's made a whole system of cardboard just to protect this one thing. It's really incredible. That is somebody who took a long time to ship. Now, I'm not saying you always have to take a long time to ship, but this guy really didn't want the shipping to get messed up. Look at this. Wow. I feel like I've seen this before. Is this a guy I recognize? Let me see if I recognize his name. Nope. He is from Hawaii. I wonder how things are out in Hawaii. What do you think it's like to live out there? You know I could live out there, right? My job, since it's on the internet, means I could live most places. Is that a split? No, it's not a split. One pack of Neo Discovery. That's all it was. He probably helped with the pyramids. Oh, so these are mine as well, aren't they? DL says, wow, for one Neo Discovery? I mean, you say it like it's not expensive. It's like $100 pack, right? It's expensive, man. What is this? This is so weird. Toss that to the side. Here we go. Put this in with the other Neo Discoveries. All right, so we got a nice 5 of them. And what's this? Is this mine as well? Yeah, this is mine as well. So we might take all of these and send them off for grading so that I have a nice little chunk of gradable Neo Discovery packs. I still have the Neo Genesis pack too, by the way. Okay, that was lovely. Let's see what else. We've got 2 more packages left. This one clearly looks like it's going to be more raw cards from Megan G. Let's see what Megan G sent us. Rocco's like, take a look. Whenever you get the base set graded, could I buy one PSA 10 off of you? Yeah, of course. Oh, are you talking about the actual packs? Stay safe and stay well, Megan. Isn't that cute when people send you a little handwritten card? Okay, let's see how Megan shipped this. So Megan shipped this with no top loader. Seems fairly well protected though, because if you look at it, this is actually going to protect the card a bit. So it's kind of similar to sending a raw card in, well, you know. Let's see how it looks. It looks fairly protected. Okay. Toss this over here. I don't see any damage to the card that could have been caused by the packing, so I think she did a good job. And this is Expedition Tyranitar. This is one of the cards you will hope to pull from those booster packs. Yeah, that's right. I was looking around and buying these before we even started. Oh, wow. This one's in really good condition. It's got a little white spot down here and here, but I think this has a shot at a 9. Well, there's a little muck right here. Oh, maybe that's just the actual energy. Okay, never mind. All right, let's sleeve them up. This guy's going to be sent off for grading for sure. So this is the card I'm after in the Japanese set, by the way. This Tyranitar, but also I would like to have the Mew. Either of those will make me very happy. But obviously I'm a huge fan of Tyranitar. I've decided he's going to be my card that I go after all the time, right? But he's not available in all sets, is he? He's in Unified Minds, but I've already got him from Unified, so I'm like done with the Unified, you know what I mean? Is it worth grading vintage boosters? Absolutely. People do pay a premium to get graded booster packs from the vintage sets. So this is Aquapolypse, and this is a reverse holo from Expedition of Tyranitar. Why are the artworks so good in these old sets? I don't get it. Look at the details on his face. It's almost like some kind of Japanese drawing or something, you know what I mean? We'll focus on that. Look at the details on his face. You don't get that anymore. He looks actually like a monster. I don't get it. I don't get why so many Pokemon look, you know, this Pokemon looks like it'd probably be good at giving BJs or something. I don't get it. What's up with the design these days? The old designs were better. They were clearly better. It's not even a question. Looks like an actual Pokemon. That's right. But here, let me grab these real fast, because somebody asked, are the old packs gradable? Do they do well? Let me show you something. You look at this and you tell me if you would pay a premium to own this. Check it out. These are old vintage packs. They're all graded up. Notice that they're all 10s. So whatever that means to PSA means that these are in pristine condition. Would you pay extra for that? I would. They're all protected. I can't hurt them, right? I can't crush them or anything. It's like a plastic tomb. Yeah, people pay extra for this. I did see the Aquapolypse Hypno. I thought about buying him. I'm a big, oops, sorry, kitty. I'm a big fan of Hypno, but one of the problems with Hypno is that he doesn't seem to be popular with others. Hi, kitty. Oops. So for me, I don't want to own a bunch of a card that is going to be hard to resell. Do I want more package? Yeah. Cheese says, just laminate the packs. Easy. Well, you certainly could do that. You know, you don't have to. This is one of the interesting things, guys. When it comes to those booster packs, you don't have to grade them right away. You can sit on them for years. They're already in tin foil. You can sit on them for years and then grade them. How much would you want for Japanese base set once they're graded? Oh, whatever the price is online, probably. I think they go for almost $300. If it's a 10. I don't know what a 9 goes for. She's like, 1K. Well, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about these. Let me show you real fast. I think you're talking about these. So this is what you're referring to. Base set light packs. Look how awesome they are. And it's funny because there was a time when I was selling these for really cheap and nobody wanted them. People were like, I don't want a light pack. You know, these go for like $300 as a 10 right now, right? So if you're not looking at it as anything other than a gradable object, the flip for these is huge. You would do $150, hope for a 10, and then flip at $300 and potentially make about $100 of profit. So if you just sent all these in and a bunch of them were 10s, you'll make a big profit on them. And then the 9s, hopefully you break even to get your money back out of it. And I realized how valuable that was, and that's why they're not for sale anymore. I mean, you could buy one from me, but I would probably sell it closer to $220, I think. I wouldn't sell it for $150. But, you know, I feel bad asking for so much, but I know that's probably the real price of the pack, and that's why I'm not rushing to sell them. The other thing is, I have a pretty strong faith that these will go up in price because these contain, not these particular light packs, but this set contains the Japanese base set Charizard. So it should be the case that people are dying to get these all open to pull out all the Charizards, and then these leftover light packs should skyrocket in price. So I realized these are a sit and hold them kind of product, not a sell them fast kind of product. It's actually the same with the Expedition set we just opened. Probably going to be one of those sets where I go, man, I shouldn't have even sold that. Should have just sat on it. But you know what? We got to have some fun. I want to open some Expedition packs, so I'm opening them with you guys. We got to have some fun while we can before they all start to get insanely expensive. Because if we don't get to open some of the expensive stuff, somebody else gets to have all the fun. We got to have some of the fun while they're still affordable. There will always be another box. No, there won't. That's the whole point. There won't be another box someday. Miguel says, I'll pay $300 before they return to solidify my price. Well, you don't got to buy them now. They're not going anywhere, man. I'm just going to be sitting on them and sitting on them and sitting them. They're going to be like my rocket boxes. My plan is to retire off of my cards. That's what I want to do. So I won't have a bunch of crazy stock. I won't have a bunch of, well, I probably will have some stock at some point just to be diversified, quote. But I'll probably have a whole bunch of cards, hopefully sealed away in a like professional vault, where I'm probably paying a fee for the vault itself, not just a bank lockbox. Because I mean, I would prefer, because I'll have too many cards to fit into a simple lockbox basically. But hopefully about $1 million of cards, and I just won't touch them and see what they're worth 20 years from now. And I think that the rocket boxes will do pretty well. I think there will be a point where they reach about $36,000 per box. I don't know if it'll happen this year, but in 20 years, yeah, probably happen in 20 years. So, and you know, I'm going to do the math real fast because I have about 7 of those English first edition boxes. 5 of them are Rocket, 1 of them is Gym Heroes, and 1 of them is Gym Challenge, right? So I'm just going to say 7 times 36. Oops, hold on. It should be 7 times 36,000. 7 times 36,000. And it comes out to $250,000 just between the 7 booster boxes. $250,000. So I'm just going to leave them sealed until I'm an old man, and then I'll probably start cracking them open and selling them off, and I'll probably take the money and put it into some kind of stock at that point. And hopefully those stock are valuable enough that I'm living well.
Mr. Mystery Packs, please.
Hey, Mr. Mystery Packs. But yeah, look on the math. Look at the math on that again. 7 times 36,000 is $250,000, guys. That's not bad. So I've got the boxes now, and all I have to do is have the patience not to open them, and that's it. My money's locked up in it. You know, if they're worth, let's say today they're worth, let's say they're worth $8,000 each. I've got like $56,000 wrapped up in those boxes, and the temptation is to get that $56,000 back out. But I'm gonna not touch them. I think a lot of guys will probably do this. I'm not gonna touch them. Wait 20 years, and try again. Open them in 20 years, and you know, if they're at least at 36,000, I will have done quite well for being so patient. I guess technically, if they have like a ceiling, you know, if they like stop growing at some point in terms of value, I guess that would be the best time to open them, because the sooner you open them, the sooner you can put that money into stock. I'll think about that in the future. You know, what I'll have to do is I'll have to keep monitoring the market and seeing how it changes and how it adapts. And, you know, if there's ever a point where the boxes start to go down in value and stuff like that, which will likely never happen. I have a lot of confidence in the sealed products. All right. Somebody made a purchase. Hey, Mr. Mystery Packs, please. Sounds good, Derek. 1, 2, 3. So today we have $10 mystery packs. There's a total of 22 mystery packs. There will be 2 winners. Okay, so your odds are 1 in 11. And the 2 winners will get a pack of Expedition each. So 2 packs of Expedition in case you wanted to have a chance to play, to try and grab a pack, but you didn't have enough to go deep on 105. And some people will just enjoy having the opportunity to win one in a mystery pack. Here you go, Derek. What a great name. The best name, really. People who have this name are winners. Sweet. I can see you already have a pack, so you got like 4 of them now. What's 4 and 22? Your odds are getting pretty. Your odds are getting better. I got one more piece of mail to open. But yeah, what do you guys think about that as a retirement plan? Pokemon cards, pretty strange, huh? I mean, I figure the boxes have to have some kind of value, right? So let's say in the future the boxes go all the way up to 50,000. That'd be nuts, man. And then I could easily sell them at 40 each. And I don't think it's too unreasonable to think 20 years from now that those booster boxes are 50 each. I don't think that's too unreasonable. I think it's very possible. Because again, my whole prediction for the card market is you gotta get a lot of nerds like us. We're gonna get old someday. We're gonna be like 50. We're gonna be 60.
Let's get the bad luck out now.
Woo, sounds good, Miguel. But you know, you guys, we're going to grow up. We're going to have time to earn money. That's the thing. When it comes to, you know how everyone gets angry at the rich? The rich are always old people, guys. Why is that? Because they've had their whole life to earn money. That's how it works. So you and I will get old. We will keep working our whole lives, and we will have some money, some thrown around money. So, and that should cost, because there's more money in the market, because more people have more money, the cost of the boxes should move up, but also the fact that they keep getting open. So those two things combined, I will hope that the boxes go up to like, I don't know, like $40,000, $50,000 by the time I'm 50 or 60. And then when it's time to sell, you just split the boxes open. And here's the coolest part. So let's say I have like 5 rocket booster boxes and I split 4 of them, right? Well, then the last one should be even rarer. Should be even rarer as a sealed product. So by opening these boxes to get rid of them, I've actually created more rarity in the last box. That's why they're such an interesting collectible item, because you can actually make your last item more rare. So crazy, right? It's crazy to think about. I was talking to an eBayer last night. He said he had 40 of the vintage boxes. I was like, Jesus Christ, man. But you know, it made me think of some of the other guys, and it's probably the same way for them. They've probably saved up a bunch of these boxes, and really, it's a very fascinating thing. It makes me wonder how many of them really are left. Could be quite a few. But, okay, let's go ahead and get these. Let's get this mystery pack from Miguel. Here you go, Miguel. It's very interesting. Yeah, 40, that's why I said, like, holy. But, you know, that's exactly what I would have done if I knew this was going to be so easy. So easy, man, Miguel. And of course, what's driving the cost of the boxes? The demand for professionally graded cards is driving the cost of the boxes. That is what's driving the cost. So, if nobody wanted Shining Charizard and nobody wanted Dark Magneton, the boxes couldn't go up in price. So it's all desire-based. It's all desire-based. As long as more people desire this Shining Charizard and those people get wealthier over time, the price of this will go up, and then the price of the box will follow, because, you know, people will see opening the box and opening the packs as a chance to pull this guy and make some money on the grading. So that's what will happen. At some point, it'll stop being so much about the experience, and it'll be more about the opportunity to gamble on a chance to grab that Charizard. But I guess, you know, it's also a little bit about the experience, too. It's a special thing to do to open an old box. But yeah, so as long as the desirability for these old vintage cards continues to go up, the boxes should go up as well. And as the boxes continue to be opened, they should become rarer. So you've heard all of my points, all of my issues on the concepts here. And I like it. I like it a lot. I think that, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if the boxes reached a bare minimum of $20,000 each. And even if they reached a bare minimum of $20,000 each, that would still be like $140,000 between my 7 boxes. That's so good. You don't really make that kind of money in the stock market anymore, unless you're like investing early in Amazon or investing early in Microsoft. And the thing is, there's these like financial guys who do stocks and the stock market and finances. They do it all day for their whole lives. They're insane masters. You're not even going to touch these guys in the stock market. That's how it really is. You and I playing the stock market, we're really just pawns in their game, okay? Because they're the experts at it, and you will really struggle to keep up with like the best hedge fund managers, and right, like Warren Buffett. It's their game, and they've been playing it for like 10, 20 years. They're mind-blowingly intelligent in the stock market, and basically they create the game and they play the game all day. And you and I just throw some money into the game and hope to win, right? That's how stock market really works. And you can be like, yeah, I sold my stocks right before the market fell and all that stuff, right? But these guys, they're a whole nother level. Well, they don't know about Pokemon cards. These guys is for nerds. So I feel like the opportunity in the cards is better, really, and it would explain why something would be so undervalued in Pokemon cards, because, well, you don't have all these financial experts coming in here and crowding up the cost of well, and that'll change too. That's the funny thing, as more YouTubers like myself talk about it and find a way to communicate some of the ideas here to you guys, to viewers. That'll change. More people will become experts at understanding maybe perhaps the value and rarity. It's like wealthy guys, what do? They collect art, they collect cars, old vintage cars, right? So they collect cars. We've seen established markets with baseball and with Magic. It's all very interesting. Jacob says, that's not good advice. I love Pokemon, but saying that this is a better and safer long-term option than stocks is dangerous advice. All right, but look at the facts, Jacob. The stock market just crashed. How about 2007? The stock market crashed in 2007. You can't be 50 years old, 60 years old, ready to retire and have the stock market explode, right? You see what I'm saying? So this concept that the stock market is strictly safe is like, I think it is strictly safe when you're, an expert hedge fund manager like, I don't know, like Stanley Druckenmiller. Look him up. He's probably making millions to billions right now because he bets on the market falling, right? Or there's guys who do this all the time and they're experts. And I don't feel like there's as much opportunity in the stock market as perhaps there once was a long time ago, because people are so aware of the value of assets in 2020 because we're all so educated now. We all realize, oh, you want to be wealthy? You have to get yourself into the stock market. Jacob says you have to not need to pull your money out during a recession. No, that's not really true, Jacob. So just stay in the market, just stay in the market. Well, then who's pulling their money out of the market? I promise you, it's the guys who are actually skilled at the market who pull their money out. Here's a great example, Jacob. So when the news about the stock market, when the news about the coronavirus came out, some of our politicians who were briefed on it, what did they do? They pulled their money out of the stock market, and then they put their money into teleconferencing communication companies, and now they're under investigation for insider trading, okay? Because they knew that you have to have a basic understanding of what's giving stocks value. So stocks only have value because they pay out dividends. That's the only way they have value. They pay out dividends. You own a bit of the company, and really you're owning a bit of this company that you do not have a lot of control over. Okay, the company has a lot of control over what happens, and the markets have a lot of control over what happens, and the government that prints money has a lot of control over what happens. But you, the buyer, you don't have a lot of control, and so the stock can stop paying out dividends, and a smart hedge fund manager. Hold on, ads playing on my TV. There we go. A smart hedge fund manager, he will realize that the dividends aren't there anymore, and he's going to pull his money out and place it in the right place. And if you're real young, if you're like 18, 20, 30, you can survive with your stocks not doing well for a while. But this is the thing: when you're like 60 years old, you can't mess with that anymore. And you have to understand, a great deal of our population is 60 and older. You know what I'm saying? So when the stock market plummets, you can say, just don't pull your money out. It's not like that for some people. Okay, let's see what Jacob's saying. I'm saying that you need to prepare so that when the recession hits, which nobody can predict, you don't have to pull it all out to pay bills at lower prices. Many large stocks don't pay dividends, including Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway. Mary says, dude, I'm rich. Russian mafia housewife. Stocks mean nothing to me. I think the point I was trying to make anyways, Jacob, is that when it comes to, let's say, investing in an alternative asset like a collectible card, I feel that you find yourself with fewer competitors in it because a lot of finance managers never really get into Pokemon cards. It's sort of this niche thing that, you would have to be interested in Pokemon, and you would have to understand the value of, like, let's say you'd have to understand the value of a Tyranitar versus a Copperajah. That's something you would have to be an expert in to understand that there's a difference in the desire for those two Pokemon. And really only the people who are into knowing that kind of information, huge nerds, right? Like me and you, we're kind of nerdy, right? Getting into this stuff. And so here you have this real asset, this real alternative asset that people do want is desirable. And it's getting overlooked by expert investors because they don't want to know the difference between Tyranitar Copperajah. They want to go work for a bank. See, that's kind of the point I'm trying to make. And so what I'm looking at was Copperajah is the worst 8th-gen Pokemon. When I look at the cards and I go, how haven't more people bought this? Because that's what was happening early on when I started buying the cards. I was looking at them going, well, I was looking at the boxes going, these boxes should explode in price. That's exactly what I've said from the beginning. That's exactly what happened, and that's exactly what I thought when I analyzed the cards. Right at the beginning of my like PokeCard career, that's exactly what I was looking into. I was like, these boxes should definitely explode in cost. And that's why I've got 7 of them. Like, why do you have 7 boxes of these? Because that was my prediction. And it's all come true. And it's like, why didn't other people notice this? And I'm thinking to myself, isn't it obvious? It's because there aren't enough 60-year-old financial hedge fund managers who are into Pokemon cards. So it's young people. Young people are into the cards. So it's a really interesting opportunity, in my opinion, to pick up some appreciating assets, as long as they're appreciating, right? I think, again, the risk is if Pokemon, the franchise, were to do poorly, people lose interest in Pokemon, but I just don't see that happening. I don't think Pokemon has any serious competitors. Mary says, I'm 60 and I love Pokemon. I don't think Pokemon has any serious competitors right now. And I don't think that they've put out Pokemon Go, which was like a viral worldwide success. They put out a movie, Pikachu, Detective Pikachu. I guess their anime does well. I don't even watch it. It's too bad with Sword and Shield that they didn't do a better job with that. But the interesting thing, every time they release a new generation of Pokemon, the old generation's still there. You see what I'm saying? So every time you get a new game, you still got all the old Pokemon. So I think they're a fairly safe product. Emmanuel says, hey, TCC, I still didn't receive my Japanese fossil booster pack, says Emmanuel. Okay, send me a private message, Emmanuel, so that we can figure out what happened, okay? You can explain the details of that. Jacob says, as far as collectibles go, I think Pokemon has a lot of potential growth, but it is much riskier than blue chip stocks or ETFs. Well, Jacob, what would you say is greater risk? Would you say it's greater risk to never make a move and to have much lower growth over time? Because when we talk about concepts like risk, I don't actually find the booster boxes that risky, Jacob. I really don't. I think that the booster boxes are one of the least risky things you can buy. And I watched how the value of the boxes went from probably $100 20 years ago to like $10,000 today. Think about that for a second. 10,000. Think about how many times the value of your dollar doubled in the course of 20 years. It actually, if you think about it, actually outperformed the stock market. And so you want to talk about risk. Yeah, you should go buy Walmart stock. You can go buy Walmart stock. I'll let you buy as much Walmart stock as you want. I'll take the booster boxes. I would say you're at more risk because you didn't go after the box. So you're at risk of not having as much money as you could have had. See what I'm saying? So it's a different way of looking at the risk. But I get it. You're like, oh yeah, but what if it all crashes like Beanie Babies? I totally get that. I totally get that. That's a concept I think about all the time. But I look at other major franchises, like let's say Disney, for example. Disney's also, by the way, a really collectible franchise. A lot of old stuff from Disney is quite valuable today. And I ask myself, could Japan's Pokemon be kind of like their version of Disney? Of course it can. I think it already is, basically. And my next question is, where will they be in 20 years? I think they'll be fine in 20 years. The anime is mainly for kids so they can grow up loving the series, then buy great cards. Well, yeah, not just that, John, but when it comes to baseball cards, so baseball cards trade in the millions now. They got cards that are $1 million. They got cards that are 50,000. They got cards that are 100,000, 200,000, $250,000, right? So baseball cards, graded baseball cards, some of them are worth a lot of money. And they're intergenerational at this point. There's people who used to collect baseball cards. They're dead now. They passed the cards on to their kids. Their kids are all grown up. So baseball cards have had a long time to mature. And one of the issues that they're running into a little bit, not as many young people getting into collecting baseball cards as they used to. And that's because people play games now. And so my next question was, are video games going away anytime soon? Hell no. Video games, if anything, should be growing, because by the time you and I are 50 and 60, we'll still love games, but the thing that will have changed, so you'll have a whole generation of old people who play games like me and you, but all the young people will still play games. So over time, there should be more people playing games like Pokemon, and there's untapped markets around the world, I'm sure. So, because there's still a lot of developing countries out there. So it's something I've put a great deal of thought into, and I think that the stock market, you can say, oh, you're safer buying Amazon stock, and Amazon stock I'm sure is very safe, but Amazon stock also isn't doubling in cost in 10 months. You know what I'm saying? So again, I bought my first Rocket Box for 2.4 thousand, and now Dave and Adams, and they're a major distributor of cards. Dave and Adams, they just listed a Rocket Box, and it's all busted up and ugly. They listed it for $12,000. So I went from 2.4 to 12,000 in like 10 months. That doesn't happen in the stock market. So that's why I'm saying I think that kind of stuff still occurs in Pokemon, because people in Pokemon card hobby, they're not good at this. They're just doing this for fun. There aren't any really serious-minded investors. There's a few of them, but it's not as much as like what you find in an actual, like the actual stock market and all that. People on Wall Street. You don't got a bunch of Wall Street, highly educated, they've got finance degrees, and they're here to rake you over the coals and totally defeat you financially and win all the monies and make all the risks and become millionaire hedge fund. They don't exist in this hobby yet. I don't know if it'll ever be that way. Maybe it will be. From what I understand with baseball cards, by the way, guys, investing and trading baseball cards is a real deal. Go look that up. That's a serious issue. There's a lot of investing and a lot of very smart collectors in baseball cards. But again, baseball cards, it's been around for such a long time. It's intergenerational at this point. You got grandmas and grandpas that had their baseball cards who are passed away now. That's how old the baseball cards are. And they've gone in value really high. Pokemon cards haven't done that yet. So the question you should be asking yourself is, will Pokemon cards do that in the future? Absolutely they will. I'm so confident of it. I have so much trouble believing that the cards could die off so easily when you see that Pokemon Go was so clearly successful. Pokemon Go was crazy how successful it was. And Nintendo's like, Pokemon is like one of Nintendo's best performing video games. You saw the sale figures on Pokemon Sword and Shield, despite it not doing well, despite all the controversies. What I mean, yeah, I think it's a good spot right now. Hold on, let me see this. Anthony says, "What's your opinion on Japanese promos? Got any for sale?" I don't know what you mean by Japanese promos. You're talking about Japanese promotional cards from like vintage from a long time ago. I don't really mess too much with the promo cards. I have a promo Blackstar Mew for English set after learning that it was part of the fossil set for the Japanese version. So I bought him because I see him more as part of the fossil set. Poncho Pikachu, yeah, I don't mess with that stuff so much, Anthony. There'll probably always be a market for stuff like that. For me, what I like to think about are cards that belong in very clear and very loved sets, because I believe people will want that card for the set. The problem with the promo cards, in my opinion, is people kind of have to know about that particular promo card in order to do a keyword search. So you have to know about Poncho Pikachu to keyword search it. Whereas to find this guy, all you have to know is Expedition set. So you will discover him when you search for Expedition. Do you see the difference? So he has more keywords, making him more prolific. The Ponchos are still high in demand. Yeah, there's probably a lot of cool promo cards out there. If it's a nice looking promo card, go for it. There's nothing wrong with that. Pikachu and a Poncho. Hey, I've got another piece of mail left. I got one more piece. But yeah, so I'm very excited for the future. See how these cards move. See how more people join. For me, this isn't just about collecting cards. For me, this is like an investment channel. I've said that from the beginning. This is I want this audience to appeal more to adults, and for us to talk about cards as a significant part of your retirement fund. What else is over here? What do we have here? And we'll see where it's all at in a few years. Make sure there's nothing else in here. All right, he's got some padding cards in there. That's what those are. So those are there to help protect the card in the middle. I do that myself. Last piece of mail for today. Back of the card's got some white here, so probably a 9 or an 8. Oh, Holo Aerodactyl. I remember this one. I got this at a really good price, actually. It's a good-looking card. He'll probably pull like an 8 or something. Gleigers. That's Guardians Rising. I don't know what this one is. 2014, huh? He must like Gliger Gliscor. Wonder why he chose that. I wonder if it's because it's kind of like Aerodactyl. It's funny. Place these over here. Place this up here. Throw this away. Yep, so this is from the Fossil set. This is a first edition Aerodactyl. Let's take a look at the surface. You know, I want my friends who are here on this card channel having an opportunity to make money on what they buy. And I think I've actually seen that with some people who have bought cards on here. It's really cool. Speaking of which, we have those Team Rocket. We've got some really nice cards returning in the next PSA returns, and it's going to be cool to show it off because somebody did really well, and you're going to see it when it comes back. Slide this in here. Somebody made thousands of dollars on a box splitting of Team Rocket First Edition. You'll see that when it returns, probably on Monday, because I didn't get it today, so it'll be Monday. Okay, you can almost see me in the reflection. No, I'm just kidding. Whew. Too bad about that corner, huh? A little dot right there. That's okay. That card's probably an 8. How's it going, Seismic Shock? Reverse Holo Tyranitar, First Edition Holo Aerodactyl, Zacian, Zamazenta, Sonya. Cool. It's like a box of money. That's a nice card. I got the First Edition pre-release 1 to 2 weeks ago. Oh, nice, man. You're talking about the Aerodactyl, huh? So, what would you guys like to do for the rest of the stream? We could have a short stream today. I could take a walk and then do a second stream tonight. We had some fun talking about that subject, you know, of risk, I suppose, right? Risk with the cards. The biggest risk is if people stop playing Pokemon games, people stop caring about Pokemon, and the Pokemon franchise dies off. That is the biggest risk. If it doesn't do that, then I would say it's not that risky at all. What packs does Sonya come in? Hi, James. So Sonya comes in the Rebel Clash series. Temlet says, can I trade my bag for Unified? I don't think there was anything in your bag I was particularly interested in this time, Temlet. Let's see what you got. So this card's okay. Problem is, I've probably got a lot of those already. Latios is okay. I've been tossing in these common uncommons. I really don't collect these at all. I don't consider these even slightly rare. There's probably thousands and thousands of these out there. So these are not even slightly rare. The Pincurchin, that's the butt face, and the Eldegoss, I've got a ton of these. There's a Rowlet Alolan Executor. I mean, he's kind of on center. He looks all right. And then your Rowlet Alolan Executor, he's real off center up here. So these 3 cards would be the ones I'm interested in. The problem for you, Temlet, is I don't actually want them that bad. So these cards are your decent cards in your stack. This guy's probably worth like he's probably worth like $5 to $7 as an ungraded card. But these are your best cards, and the problem is I'm not super interested in them. I'm not super interested. Maybe somebody else is. Maybe you can trade packs with somebody else. You could be like, hey, buy me some packs. I'll put these cards in your bag. Seismic says, are there any other pre-release cards from Base, Jungle, Fossil, Team Rocket other than Gyarados? Well, I know the Gyarados is pre-release, but I don't know any others. Do you ever watch other Pokemon investing and finance channels? I have. Yeah, I have. And very often I hear a lot of skepticism and negativity from them, but I don't actually feel that way. I feel very confident in the cards. So while some people are like, you know, like that, I don't feel that way at all. In fact, when you actually, so that's what they say, but take a look at how they're doing, okay? Don't listen to their words. Take a look at what they buy and what they do. Often it turns out they're buying enormous amounts of cards. So while they're telling you in one way, don't buy these cards, they're risky, you look at what they're actually doing, they're buying enormous hundreds of thousands of cards is what they're doing. So don't listen to their words, look at their actions. You got people getting these cards all the time. TCC believes in the heart of the cards. That's right. Apex says, yo, what's going on, guys? How the poll's been? The poll, well, they're not selfish, Doggo. They're just content creators. They're not selfish at all. I didn't want to say that. That's not what I'm trying to imply. I don't consider those guys selfish at all. But I'm saying, very often when you're listening to advice about how to buy cards, the best advice is to simply look and see what they're actually doing with their money. That's a huge clue on how they actually feel, okay? So if they're telling you, be cautious, be cautious, be cautious, but then they turn around and they buy something that costs $60,000, they're not being cautious at all, are they? So that's how they really feel about the cards. That's kind of like a put your money where your mouth is moment, right? Because that's what they really believe you should be doing with your money. They're like, don't spend your money on cards like me. So you see what I'm saying? So the best way to learn from those guys is to look and see how they spend their money, rather than to just, you know, if they're very skeptical and that's fine. You know, they talk about concepts and abstract ideas that are very important to kind of have a solid understanding of. But if they say that stuff, if they say, it's speculative, oh, lots of risk, oh, this, that, you know, I think very often what they're trying to do is articulate that they have a knowledge of those ideas, but then you look at their actual behaviors. They're buying up these cards, man. They're definitely buying up these cards. You know, it was really interesting when PokeRev sold off that first edition Shadowless. Was it a first edition Shadowless booster box? He sold that off. I don't actually know if they own another one or not, but if they do, that one just went up in price. And then what he probably did was he probably took the earnings from that box and he probably went out onto the market and bought up all the other vintage booster boxes in order to ensure that he's able to, hold on. I could be wrong about this. I don't know what he does with this money.
I got massive balls.
Woo.
Give me another, because that Tyranitar and Blastoise.
Oh my God. But what he might have done, okay, so Jacob says he does own another. So consider this, Jacob. Not only did he make his second box rarer by selling off one of them, not only did he make it rarer, he then can take all the money he made from the sales and buy all the other vintage boxes off the market. So what did we see in the last maybe like month after he sold that box off? You saw a lot of boxes disappear off the market. I don't know who bought them, but maybe it was him, or maybe it was people who were inspired by the fact that that box did sell, and they're like, oh shit, we got to buy these vintage boxes before, you know, they're doing this with all the boxes. But I promise you that has to be a part of why you saw a lot of vintage boxes move right after that box sold. Either it was other people realizing how the boxes work, or it could have just been him with his own money he got from the box. And, you know, obviously his whole channel is breaking open these vintage packs. Well, he's got to have as many as he can to keep his channel's content going, because one day, guys like PokeRev will only be able to do modern, well, they won't be able to do the vintage packs from the original WotC sets, is all I'm saying. So they'll probably move on to stuff that's not as old as 20 years old, but he will be forced to use other vintage stuff because he's out of vintage stuff. Seismic says, I paid $100 for 11 Team Rocket Holos in mint condition or better, including Dark Alakazam, Dark Blastoise, and Dark Charizard. Cool, man. Oh, wait, was he talking to somebody else? That PokeRev guy gives me anxiety. I don't know what you mean by that. Let's get A-Rod another pack. All right, A-Rod's going super deep. Not as deep as me. I got 4. Okay. But yeah, you can listen to what they say, but the smartest way to understand how they feel about the cards is to look at what they buy. And that is how they actually feel. And one of the things I would be careful about is, you know, if somebody is very aware that certain purchases are real good, I don't know if they would necessarily give that away. You see what I'm saying? So if you want to know the most about how they feel about what cards are valuable, if you want to know the most about how they actually feel about Pokemon card investing and how risky it is, how much money are they spending? Did they just drop $60,000 on something? Yeah, they don't consider it that risky if they're dropping 60,000. How do they feel about certain cards? If they're telling you to buy one card and they're buying a different card, they actually feel that the value of the other card is better than the card they're telling you to buy. Woo!
Who's not going as deep as you? I'm going balls deep.
He's going balls deep. All right, well, there's only 9 packs left, guys. But for example, so you guys saw me kind of shifting over and taking a look at Aquapolyphs here. Wind from the Sea. That's what it's in. That's what it's called from Japanese. Picking up these Tyrannotars, and this gives you an impression of what I think is underpriced right now, because I don't like to buy overpriced cards. I like to buy the underpriced cards as much as I can. Temlet says, can I do an IOU? If only you had like collateral or something on the table, you could. Temlet, you definitely been around a lot. You know what, Temlet, you've been here for a while now. I'll do an IOU if you can promise me that you'll pay for it, whether it's what you want or not. So my biggest fear is if I do a loan to people, they will be like, you know, I don't like the card now. It was a bad pull. I don't want to pay for that. I had a brother who was like that, so it makes me always nervous to do some sort of loan out to people. Jacob says, the best investor channels are not trying to manipulate people. They're trying to help people. Totally agree with that, Jacob. I have no dispute with any of the other Pokemon card guys out there. They're all awesome. I especially like to watch TCA Gaming. He's awesome. I like that TCA Gaming doesn't do this. Oh my God! Whoa! That pull's crazy, right? So I feel like I could, you know, I think some guys maybe exaggerate their experience with opening the cards, considering they open them all day. They've opened many cards, so I think some of them sometimes exaggerate a little bit, and I don't think he does. And I actually, so it's easier to listen to it as an adult. It's easier for me to listen to it. But I really like his content. I think he does pretty good. But all of them are great, you know what I mean? If you think about it, when I first started YouTube a long time ago, it was like 7 years ago, I saw YouTube as this sort of fundamental competition between content creators. But I'm older now, and I'm smarter now, and I have an actual successful channel. And it's not like that at all. It's more like we're all one community, and one content creator helps build the community, and the other content creator helps build the community, and then they share that community. So really, every time another content creator comes in, is it a little crowded? It could be a little crowded, but the thing is, the YouTube algorithm is really good at picking who's making content and working hard. So you don't have to worry about, oh, it's crowded, oh, they're assholes, oh, they don't deserve their audience. You don't need to worry about that at all. YouTube takes care of that. If they have an audience, it's because they deserved it. It's because they earned it, okay? So you can't have an audience without earning it. That's how YouTube works. And the guys who work really hard making quality content, they bring people into the community. They make the community larger. And this is good for all of the YouTubers, actually. So when you get quality content creators, they're your friends. They're never your, they're not really your competitors. They can kind of be competitors in a certain way, like if you're struggling to put out guides or something, I don't know. But even in that case, I think it's just a matter of how creative are you? How can you fill another need? Because my realization with content, there's always a need for tons of content, and there's never enough content creators. And also, the long run game, I've learned, people burn out of what they're working on. So you know, it's always a long run game. You just work really hard. When you make quality content, YouTube rewards you for that. And don't have a negative view toward others, and don't have a negative view toward the work, because you can't have a negative view. You've got to keep working. I'm very creative. I draw PP on notebooks. But yeah, so these days, you know, when I think of other content creators, I don't really have too negative a view of anyone. And that's especially true for the Pokemon card community. I've seen all the guys. Obviously, some of the content is targeted toward children, and but I don't have any qualms toward the actual content creator themselves. I might not watch it because it's for children, but I'm happy that they're there selling cards to children, basically, because that's good for everyone. DL says, "Oh snap! Down to 9 packs left. Come on, almost there, people." Where's the Chinese investors? That's what Brendan was saying the other day. What? We need JC and Sora. If JC and Sora were here, they'd be gone. Apex says vintage packs today then. That's right. So these are vintage pack. Oh, maybe he hasn't seen them. Apex. So we opened a sealed, let me move this. We opened a sealed vintage booster box right here. See this? Expedition set, first edition. It's Japanese, all right? So we've got a first edition Japanese booster set of Expedition. Let me tell you the timeline of when Expedition was launched. So you had the Neo sets, right? Neo Genesis, Neo Discovery, Neo Revelation, Neo Destiny. After that, the Legendary set came out. And then after the Legendary set, this set came out. It was Expedition. So this box is like 20 years old. It might be 19 or 18 years old. It's a real old vintage box. In English, there was no first edition version of the box. In Japanese, there was a first edition of the box. So we've got the first edition Expedition box, and it's freshly opened. So all these packs give you a shot for the real chase pulls like Charizard, Mewtwo, Mew, Blastoise, Venusaur. There's a Tyranitar in the set. I hope to pull the Tyranitar myself. We're selling the packs at $105. I think that's a very competitive price compared to the other prices online. Sometimes I charge a bit more than what you can buy online, but this time is pretty damn competitive in my opinion, especially because in this case, you know, the packs have not been weighed, the packs have not been searched. You have a real chance to pull a Charizard out of the set. So anyways, we have 9 of those left. When they're all sold, I'll probably start a fresh stream on a schedule so that everyone can... JC is here. He says, pray for more money. You need some Trump bucks, JC. You got to get over here and get some of the Trump bucks. Yeah, so we'll probably schedule a stream so that people have more of a chance of joining it and seeing it, and then we will open all the packs. It'll be great. It'll be a lot of fun. What would Jesus do? Pray for more money. Apex says, oh, and Gen 2 Pokemon as well, huh? Love those guys. Wouldn't mind jumping in, but my school hasn't confirmed my grant money. Oh my God. Do I got any grant money for these Pokemans? To be honest, if I could go back in time and take my student loan and do nothing but buy Pokemon cards with it, I would probably be wealthier today if I did not have a degree, but a lot of vintage booster boxes. That's not even, I mean, that's a fact. Obviously, that's all based on information I wouldn't have known back then. But yeah, if I could travel back in time, I could take my entire student loan and spend it all on vintage booster boxes, flip the bird to my education because it didn't actually make me any money, but then have a bunch of vintage booster boxes at a low interest rate too. TCC, are there guaranteed holos? Yes and no. I've been told is a 50-50 light and heavy pull rate. So there are packs that are going to be light and have no holo in it. That being said, with the 50-50 pull rate, that's pretty good. It doesn't mean that you can't get unlucky and buy 2 packs and have them both be light. I'm hoping that doesn't happen to me. But you know, if you're buying, let's say 4 packs, there's a very good chance you're going to pull a heavy, probably 2 heavies. So your average odds are going to be 2 heavy, 2 light. And if you do get a light pack, we're going to use the digital scale. So we got the digital scale here, and you're going to be able to weigh the pack. You're going to be able to guesstimate that it is light, and then after that, you're going to decide to keep it sealed because the pack is more valuable as a sealed pack. You'll keep it sealed, you can send it off for grading, you can hold on to it for 20 years and then send it off for grading, whatever you want to do. I'll be saving my light packs for grading. I got a whole box of cards ready to be graded, or not cards, booster packs ready to be graded. Because the graded booster packs, they're awesome. Graded booster packs, they're not only nice looking, they're not only protected in a hard shell, but you know over time, as people continue to open those booster packs, that your graded pack is going to go up in value. So that's another one of those concepts. It turns out the sealed packs are very similar to the sealed booster boxes. Over. Did my cat just throw up? Oh my god, I hate cats. My cat just barfed. Over over time, it's similar to the booster boxes. The booster packs, if you keep yours sealed and everyone else is opening theirs, yours goes up in rarity. Tella says, I have no luck this week. Oh my god, why do I even own a cat? Can I just sell my cat and turn her into Pokemon? Apex says, Ohio State University was given a grant to help students struggling with COVID-19 related relief. I sent an application to try to get some money since I lost my job and need a new apartment. You don't want to move back with mom and dad? Yeah, you shouldn't be buying cars right now then, man. You got to sort some other stuff out in your life. Angel says, let's get a 50% off for our B-Day being today. I'm allergic to kitties, but they're so cute. They're so cute, and they're so poopy, and they're so barfy. They poop in a box, and then they barf all over your carpet. They get those hairballs, man. Crazy cat ladies. I don't know how they do that. I don't know if they're just constantly cleaning or if they're living in cat grossness. But, man, I wish animals were, like, naturally cleaner. They're just like, you know what? I don't want to barf all over the floor. That's where I live. Barf in this corner. Cats just don't do that, I guess. They're just like, nah, I just barf wherever I want. Talking about cats now. Well, I tell you guys what, we are a little over an hour in. It is 4:30 p.m. for me. I think what I'd like to do is take a nice little break, go for a walk. It is my weekend. We're going to wrap up the stream early. And I didn't miss any purchases, by the way. Did I? No, I didn't miss any purchases. So I'm going to take a little break, go on a nice little walk, and I will consider doing a second card stream, more of an evening stream, which is my normal time. I was giving people who are maybe up earlier in the day, I was giving them a chance to get some cards bought on Saturday and to get this box moving. We got 9 packs left, so we're very close to the end. So I'm going to go enjoy my Saturday, and maybe I'll see you tonight. Maybe I won't. No guarantees. It is the weekend. Hope you guys have a nice weekend, and I'm sure we'll get the box. The rest of the box will be sold off in the fall, in at least the next week. There's only 9 packs. All right, I want to thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Sagar, when all the packs sell out, I will ping everyone in the server, and I will schedule a live stream, okay? So that everyone knows when it's going to be. All right, bye, guys.